Professor Wole Soyinka. Thank you so much for giving us your time graciously on this interview. Let's begin with, you are on record to have said that the president was a born-again Democrat. At what point exactly did you begin to have a change of mind? You know, when we remember your pronouncements and your positions prior to 2015 general election, at what point exactly did you begin to witness, you know, things that compelled you to change your mind, you know, to where it is now?
I can date it. I can time it exactly. It is when the depredations, the massacre of the Benue people began by, and provably by the Fulani herdsmen. And for a long time, I haven't held back judgment saying, wait a minute, could they be bandits? Could they be Boko Haram, etc., etc.? And then the Meeti Allah opened its mouth, not only to acknowledge responsibility, but to threaten a state within this conglomeration that we call Nigeria, to threaten the government of that stage, further killings for exercising its constitutional rights to defend its own people. And the president went there. After a long position, went there and said, oh, you people should learn to live together like neighbors. That was for me personally the defining moment. And from that moment on, I started watching his conduct, his inaction, etc., etc. And as I've said in previous interviews, including the long one with Okendibe, I actually pleaded with the ruling party not to field him in the ensuing election. I said, please find a new candidate, and we'll even try and, if somebody credible, we'll even try and rally around him. I met the leadership of the APC, the ruling party. I said, this man is not good for Nigeria.
Okay, that
was my defining moment.
That's the defining moment for you. You just mentioned bandits and Boko Haram in one sentence without really having a separation of what is what and who is who. Are you part of the people, part of Nigerians who have difficulty in knowing whether it is Boko Haram or bandits that are carrying out some of these acts that are threatening the peace of the country? Just recently, the governor of Niger State lamented and cried out openly that his state is almost slipping off his hands, and because of what is happening in Niger, these bandits, quote unquote, are very close to the seat of power in Abuja. Do you have that difficulty in separating Boko Haram and bandits?
No, not any longer. Not any longer. I've spoken a lot to even security people here, not for the first time. I hate referring to this all the time, but unfortunately, I think I should keep reminding people that I actually had a long meeting with the late director of National Security Advisor, Azazi, before he died, a long discussion. And both the security, not just the civilian section, not just me, even the security at the beginning had a problem identifying, distinguishing between Boko Haram and the bandits and the Fulani herdsmen. So all of us underwent this situation, this confusion. That is no longer the case. The security agencies of this nation, the governors, many of the politicians, they know which is which. Some of them know to whom they pay, not bribe, appeasement money. Shegumi knows the difference. When he goes into the bush, he knows whether he's meeting bandits or Boko Haram or herdsmen, and then he comes out and makes proposals to the nation. So I don't think that difficulty exists any longer.
Okay, you just mentioned Shegumi. He has been in the news for interfacing with bandits and coming out to make recommendations, as you said. Part of the recommendations he made recently is that the bandits deserve amnesty, just like the Niger Delta militants were given amnesty. What's your assessment of his efforts so far in trying to bring down what is turning out to be, you know, a huge flame in that part of the country?
You see, those who still try to equate what is going on in certain parts of the country, which we associate with banditry, those who try to equate it with, shall we say, the secessionist efforts, some of which have included violence, which we condemn, which I condemn personally. But those who place them on the same level, I think they're not honest people. It's such different. It's like saying Evans, the kidnapper who kept his prisoners in Lagos for I forget how many years, is a revolutionary or is struggling in the interest of any group of people beyond himself. The bandits are armed, violent robbers. They are slave takers. We're back to the age of slavery. I mean, that's quite clear. Boko Haram says it's motivated by some religious impulse. They don't disguise it. They have their flag. You see where they implant that black flag, it's Boko Haram. And they say they are doing the work of God. They are liars, of course. They are hypocrites and blasphemers. But at least you know. And they do not hesitate to accept what they're doing and to declare their intention to Islamize the entire world if they can. ISWAP, the same thing. There are those who've used the camouflage of religion in many ways. I've written about Zamfara, for instance. Zamfara was just busy mining gold away, taking it outside, but using, one of the governors when he was there, using the camouflage, the distraction of religion to say he wants to impose a Sharia situation, isolating, separating the sexes, etc., etc. It's all a distraction, and it's all come out in the wash. So we also know that section. We know the criminality of some governors. Similarly, bandits have decided that kidnapping human beings, killing some, even drinking the blood of some, as acknowledged by some of their worst sadistic killers, that say, oh yes, we drink their blood so as to get more energy. And they are the ones who collect ransom from anybody indiscriminately, who kidnap anyhow, who waylay buses, public transport, etc., etc. We know all of them. The security people know all of them. So for Sheikh Gumi or any politician, those who by now equate, no matter even if we condemn the methods, those equate secessionist motions, who place them on the same level as kidnappers for ransom, for money, indiscriminate victims, etc. They are not honest people. And they're not patriots, they're not even humans sometimes, I think.